Finding the right person can be hard. Staying with them through the years can be even tougher. Relationship coach Timmy Gibson is back with us to offer ways to make it to that 5-year anniversary mark and beyond. Why is 5 years kind of when you start to see a lot of folks separate and get divorced?
I think it's the newness of it. It's so new. Most relationships fail within the first 5 years because it's such a big transition. I don't know you. You were born in a different family than I was, and so we're trying to make this work, and we're so different. Those first 5 years, it's just that's when all that new stuff is coming up.
And you say it requires flexibility to adjust to those changes.
Yeah.
And the person they don't see the world the same way that you do. Otherwise, it wouldn't be very interesting. We're all different.
All
but you have to be
relationships,
flexible to that.
Absolutely. Everybody has to be flexible in any relationship because we don't think the same, we don't like the same things, so we have to be flexible. I'm telling my kids that all the time. Be flexible. You know?
It's tough for us, so sometimes we went our way.
Yeah.
Another one you say is be vulnerable, which is totally different.
This is a big component to a healthy relationship. Brene Brown talks about this. She's got great videos on it because I'm scared that if you know me, you won't love me. And that's vulnerability, and it's so tough because it's that fear factor. It's like, if I really let them know who I am or how I think, they won't love me. So vulnerability is a key component in any relationship.
And that you both need to be vulnerable to each other, that you're in this together, you love each other, you support each other, you're going to grow together. And make it beyond that 5-year anniversary.
Yes.
Okay, this sounds like a no-brainer, but you say make yourself available.
Yes. And
available for what?
We're so bad for a lot of stuff.
What are we talking about here?
A lot of stuff. Physical intimacy, but also availability just to be able to talk. You know, we have kids, my wife and I, and so we're constantly running them to practice, going here, going there, and she's busy, I'm busy. And if we don't make ourselves available to each other, we'll see each other just in passing. And so we have to make ourselves available to one another. And maybe that means shut the TV off. You know?
Scheduling
or put
date
the phone
night?
down. Date nights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to do that once a week. We're like, this is our time. We're not going to talk about the kids.
That's right.
We're going to connect just between the two of us.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, now how can maturity help your relationship?
Well, it's any time that you're in any kind of issue discussion, and if you're immature and you're, I'm not going to listen to you, or I know you are, but what am I? I mean, those immature activities don't help the relationship to really mature and to grow. So maturity is a key component in making us get along.
And I think that you want to mature together.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I mean, sometimes like when you're fighting or you're tired, it can bring out the immature side in folks, and they act ways like, why did I just act that way?
Yeah.
But it's because you're exhausted, you've been working hard, or whatever. You know, you got all these obligations and bills to pay. So try to be your best self, mature self.
Yes.
Handle those fights in a mature way. It's hard, but do it.
You can have immature moments, but yeah, overall you should lean towards more maturity.
99% maturity. The 1% you get is a gimme. Okay, now you talk about humility and why that's so important in relationships.
Being able to say sorry. If I do you wrong or I hurt your feelings and you let me know, that for me to be able to say, you know what, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I wasn't trying to. And being able to come clean, if you will, for my failures is so important. You know, some people really struggle with that. To say sorry, I just can't do it.
It's like a 3-year-old. I may have my 3-year-old. I'm like, say you're sorry. They don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I think there's something in us that it's hard to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if you only, I'm sorry, I accept, I made a mistake.
And then it's even hard to say, please forgive me. That's because you don't want to admit that you've made an error.
And if someone does say I'm sorry, you gotta forgive them, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, as long as it's something that's not, you always forget, right?
Yeah,
At some point,
even
you
if
have
it's like,
to.
well, whatever, okay.
Give a silent treatment for a few days and then say, okay, I forgive you. Fine, I forgive you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Great advice as always. Let's check in with Michael.